Hi everyone, I'm Sharmindran. Today I'll be presenting about understanding drug addiction. In layman terms, understanding drug addiction requires recognizing it as a complex chronic disease that affects the brain and behavior. It is characterized by a compulsive and difficult to control use of drugs despite harmful consequences. The initial decision to use drugs may be voluntary, but repeated use leads to brain changes that impair self-control and intensify drug cravings. These brain changes contribute to the relapsing nature of addiction, making it challenging to overcome even after periods of abstinence. That's all from
My
me.
name
Thank
is
you.
Rashida, so I will be presenting about who is likely to be affected. The first one is genetic people. So what does it mean by genetics people? Genetics people is people that have a family history of addiction that can increase the risk of an individual developing an addiction. So this is because certain genes may affect how a person's brain responds to drugs. Some people may inherit genetic variations that make them more sensitive to the rewarding of the effects of drugs, make it more likely that they will continue using them. The second one is people with bad environment. So by being exposure to drugs and a permissive or enabling environment can increase the likelihood of addiction. This is because the environment in which a person grows up and lives can have a profound impact on their likelihood of developing an addiction. So, the social and cultural factors in a person's environment can shape their attitudes and behaviors towards substance use. Next is people with mental illness. So, some individuals with mental health issues may turn to drugs as a way to self-medicate, attempting to alleviate the symptoms of conditions like depression, anxiety, or trauma. So this substance use can provide temporary relief, but it also can impact the mental health problems in the long run. Number four is people with trauma and having adverse childhood experience. So people may turn to drugs as a way to cope with past traumas. For example, like physical or emotional abuse can lead to a heightened risk of addiction. Drugs may be used as a coping mechanism to numb emotional pain or escape from distressing memories and emotions. Lastly is people with early substance use. So starting drug use at a young age, especially during adolescence, can heighten the risk of addiction because the brain is still developing. So exposures to drugs during this critical period can disrupt brain development and increase the risk of addiction later in life.
Hi everyone, my name is Rashiranya. Today I will present about how drugs affect the brain. Our brains are weird to repeat experience you find enjoyable, motivating you to do them again and again. Drugs can be so addictive because they target the brain's reward system. When you take them, your brain becomes flooded with dopamine that causes the feel-good hormone which triggers an intense feeling of pleasure. This makes you want to take the drug again to repeat experience. As you continue to do this, your brain get used to extra dopamine being released, meaning you need more to react the high feeling. Other activities you may have previously enjoyed, like socializing or certain bodies may hobby may now feels less enjoyable in comparison. You may therefore start withdrawing from those activities as you focus on the activities giving you the more pleasure, for example, like taking drugs. Drugs abuse over a long period can cause changes in your brain which can affect your judgment, decision making abilities, your ability to learn, and even your memory. These changes can then contribute to wanting to take drugs again, even though you know it is bad for your health.
Now, there are signs of drug addiction, and it is vital to be aware of these signs to support our loved ones and create a healthier, more compassionate society. The first sign to watch for is drastic changes in relationships, as people struggling with drug addiction may isolate themselves, withdraw from loved ones, or even exhibit erratic behaviors that strain their connections. Now, another key indicator is poor work performance. Employees who suffer from drug addiction might be chronically late to work, appear tired and disinterested in their duties, and receive poor performance reviews. Now, this affects not only their livelihood but also the companies they work for. For students, difficulties at schools can be a warning sign. They may show disinterested in school-related activities and experience a decline in grades. Education is essential, and these changes may indicate underlying issues. A noticeable lack of energy when performing daily activities is also another red flag. Drug addictions can drain one's physical and mental vitality, making even routine tasks a challenge. And as for financial struggles are common, money issues can stem from addiction as individuals prioritize their drug use over financial responsibilities. This can lead to debt, theft, or other illicit activities to sustain their habit. Now, lastly, a neglected appearance is visual cue. Individuals may lose interest in personal grooming, clothing, and overall self-care. It's a clear sign that something is amiss.
Recognizing when it's time to seek assistance for drug addiction involves being vigilant about several key signs and consideration. One critical indicator is the loss of control over drug use, where your ability to stop or moderate consumption is compromised despite being your intention to quit or cut down. This loss of control is a hallmark of addiction and often leads to a cycle of escalating use with severe consequences. Additionally, drug abuse can take a toll on your physical and mental health, leading to issues like weight loss, chronic illness, organ damage, depression, and anxiety. When these health problems start to emerge, seeking help becomes essential to prevent further damage. The decline in responsibility, such as poor performance at work or school, and neglect of duties, is another red flag. Neglecting responsibilities can result in financial and social consequences that compound addiction-related problems. Finally, the development of tolerance, needing more of the drug for the same effect, and experiencing withdrawal symptoms when trying to quit are strong indicators of physical dependence. At this point, professional help is necessary, as attempting to quit without assistance may lead to relapse and make the recovery process even more challenging and harder to you.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. So, drug addiction is a very complex and challenging struggle that affects individuals and families across the globe. The good news is that there are multiple effective treatments and options available. So in this section, we'll explore some of the key approaches that can make a significant difference in the journey towards a drug-free life. First, let's talk about cognitive behavioral therapy, or also known as CBT. This evidence-based approach actually helps individuals recognize and modify the thought patterns and behaviors that contribute to drug use. By understanding these triggers and cravings, it actually empowers you to make positive changes and equipping you with valuable coping strategies. And in tandem with CBT is medication-assisted treatment, or also known as MAT. It actually has been proven to be a game changer. MAT involves the use of FDA-approved medications to manage cravings, alleviate withdrawal symptoms, particularly useful in opioids and alcohol addiction. However, recovery isn't just about medications and counseling. Holistic and complementary therapies play a significant role as well, such as practices like yoga, meditation, acupuncture, and art therapy promote overall well-being, reduce stress, and also enhance your emotional and physical health. Another invaluable source of support comes from the participation of support groups like Alcoholics Anonymous AA and the Narcotics Anonymous, also known as NA. These groups offer a strong sense of community and understanding while also allowing individuals to share their experience and journeys to let them know that they're not doing alone in their recovery. And individual and family counseling is essential for addressing underlying issues and also improving family dynamics. It fosters understanding and also communication, enhancing the chances of a successful and lasting recovery. And as for those with severe addiction or co-occurring mental health conditions, inpatient or residential treatment provides a safe and controlled environment. In this place, individuals receive intensive care, support, and ensuring a solid foundation for their recovery journey. In conclusion, drug addiction treatment is a multifaceted process. Before moving on, I would like to state that no single approach fits all, and a combination of all of these treatments can make a significant difference. Thank you.
Last but not least, let's consider why it's crucial for someone struggling with drug addiction to meet a substance abuse counselor during this phase. Nowadays, there are many counselors who are specialized in drug addiction counseling, making it well-known and important profession. Firstly, counselors create a therapeutic alliance by building trust, expressing empathy, and fostering collaboration with the patient. This bond is essential for the patient to feel comfortable discussing their hardship and making them more receptive to the treatment. Next, encouraging patient recovery involves adapting counseling style to enhance motivation throughout each stage of recovery. Counselors guide patients in recognizing problematic behavior, entering recovery, and empowering them to take action and change these behaviors. Thirdly, developing a relapse prevention plan is critical due to the chronic nature of the addiction. Counselors work with patients to create personalized plans to ensure patients are well equipped to avoid relapses. Counselors also meet with family members to educate them about addiction, recovery, and available resources. Informed family members provide crucial support, increasing the chances of the patient's success in lifelong journey of recovery. Finally, counselors refer patients to outside support groups that offer additional community-based support. These groups provide accountability and re-judgmental environment where individuals with similar backgrounds can share their stories, wisdoms, and struggles. In summary, substance abuse counselors contribute significance to the addiction recovery by building trust, empowering patients, preventing relapse, guiding families, and connecting patients with the external support groups. That's all from us. Thank you.